What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out when F-16 Falcons ate Hawks for breakfast. This is by YarnHub. We watched one of their videos, YarnHub's video, a while back, and it was absolutely fantastic. The animation was brilliant. The storytelling was fantastic. The whole production around it was absolutely brilliant. And so if you want to watch the original video, I highly recommend you go and subscribe to YarnHub and give it a like and all that good stuff. Link down below to the original video, like there always is. Please go over there and support these creators because this type of footage is phenomenal on YouTube, and we need more of it. We need more of this. What is what we really need. Before we get started, though, if you haven't already, check out Chug. 10% off. Link down below. This is the channel sponsor, and there's a reason I keep talking about it. I don't really have sponsors on this channel all that much, but when I find something I genuinely love, I talk the crap out of it because these things are phenomenal. They'll keep your beer cold for a long time. They're handmade here in the UK by a small business. You can get them really well customized with your initials. You get a really cool bag that they come in. The presentation's absolutely phenomenal. I can't recommend them enough. 10% off, link down below. Also, 6 days left of the giveaway. 22 days left before the Kickstarter. Get yourself involved. Boost your morale. My new business right here. If you want to boost your morale, if you want to give yourself that little bit of focus, energy, and brain function, go and check it out. Morale, link down below. I cannot recommend it enough. Other than that, let's check out the masterpiece that is always YarnHub.
It's the early morning of February the 28th, 1994, and 6 volunteer pilots are on a bombing mission in violation of a NATO no-fly zone. The leader of the flight is pilot Ranko Vukmirovic from the Bosnian Serb Air Force. He and his men are in Yastreb J-21 jets, which are no match for the NATO F-16s in speed, maneuverability, or weapons.
Is this a legit? Did this legit happen? Did this legit happen? That's insane. Did this actually happen?
The Yastreb pilots are trying to keep below radar height, but now, with the target getting close, they're forced to ascend to 2,000 meters to start the attack run on a weapons factory. In doing so, the aging Serbian jets light up the watching NATO radars. 50 miles away, 2 patrolling F-16s are informed of the J-21's presence.
Black Flight, you have 6 bogies. BRAA 320 for 52 at 7,000. Flanking. Copy that.
The F-16s bank towards the target.
Ooh.
In an attempt to shorten the...
Why does YarnHub have to go so hard with this and making it look so cool? Why do they have to do this? This is so sick.
The war, NATO has set up a no-fly zone, and the F-16s have been sent on a route to intercept. Vukmirovic gets a visual on his target and arms his bombs. The
Not
flight
good.
Positions themselves in pairs, one after the other, when suddenly a transmission comes through the radio. A pit grows in Vukmirovic's stomach. He can clearly see the trails of the 2 American Air Force jets dead ahead of him.
That's when you start doing 50p, 5p, if you get what I'm saying. That's when it starts twitching because you see them F-16s coming from the distance. You better pack up your bags and get the hell out of there. Oh, my days.
He takes a deep breath.
He's going to need to take more than a deep breath.
American jets have only watched and warned the enemy, but not engaged. Vukmirovic knows if the F-16s had wanted to shoot him, they could have done so from miles away. But his eyes go wide as he sees the 2 F-16s approach at breakneck speed and roar through and past the Bosnian Serb flight.
Why does YarnHub have to go so hard? Oh my days. This is sick.
Did you see those old Yugos?
Despite the show of force, the Serbian pilots are not distracted and keep their eyes on their objective. The Yastrebs are old tech and still use optical sights.
Wow.
As the target drifts into the crosshairs, the aging planes release and drop their rudimentary but effective 550-pound bombs on target,
Wow.
striking them from different directions.
They dropped bombs. Understood. You're clear to engage.
Ooh. Can you imagine? You're just going out on a regular patrol And you get told that there's lads in a no-fly zone, so you got to go check it out. And then you see them drop bombs, and you're like, oh, we're gonna have to do something about this. And you tell them over comms, and on comms it's like, you engage, go and engage them. Can you imagine that feeling? Now, we don't know what these pilots are like. Is this the first engagement they've had in the skies? Are they experienced pilots? Are they not experienced pilots? No matter what, I think that moment would always give people goosebumps. They've got to get into a scrap right now. And they know, the people in these F-16s know they're going to absolutely dominate this fight.
Engage. This is going to be shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
At the very rear of the formation, pilot Zlatan Sirnalic watches the last of the bombs strike. The 6 J-21s turn back towards their airbase, but their speed is no match for the F-16s. They sweep in behind them, lining up their sights on the very rear of the formation. The pilot switches to air-to-air mode and selects an AIM-120 missile on his right display computer. On his head-up display, a box designates the target. The F-16 pilot gets a lock and presses the weapon's release button.
Fox 3.
The missile flies off from the wingtip. The AIM-120 AMRAAM radar guide.
Why is Yanhub making this look so sick? It's like slow motion, and it's going into all the intricacies of the statistics of what each missile is. Mate, Yanhub might be becoming one of my favorite channels. It doesn't need to go this hard. It could just tell you what happens, but it makes it into a Top Gun movie.
The missile fires and locks onto the running J-21's radar signature.
Go on, lad.
Approaching its target. Sirnalic is scanning the skies for the Americans when he sees an enormous flash. He wonders
Boom.
if he's been hit, but then he sees the explosion on his wingman's left wing, immediately shredding half of it off. The 5 remaining J-21s turn over and dive for the ground. One of the F-16s gives chase, following them all the way down into the valleys between the Bosnian hills. Each pair of J-21s goes its own way, leaving Sirnalic completely on his own. He frantically looks over his shoulder as he flies through the terrain, catching the terrifying sight of an American fighter hot on his heels.
This is crazy good.
Fox 2.
The F-16 fires an AIM-9 Sidewinder heat-seeking missile.
Look at the stats it's giving. Oh, my head's in the way. Look at the stats it's giving. Infrared homing, 24 pounds, 10-mile range, 150 miles per hour. This thing's sick, and it's coming right for you.
It
Is it gonna
locks
get him?
onto Sirnalic's hot engines and chases him down across the sky. Sirnalic, flying low, skims over some electrical transmission wires.
Wow. He's a good
Missile
pilot.
explodes near the wires and his tail, cutting part of his vertical stabilizer.
Oh, wow.
But he's still flying. He reports the situation, but finds his radio completely dead.
Wow.
Alone and vulnerable, Sirnalic looks over his shoulder, expecting a second impact at any moment. But instead, he sees the F-16 turning away.
Oh, weird. So why did the F-16 turn away then?
Back with Mikerevic, he and his
Is it more of a case of we know he's not going to get too far because he's not got a fully operating aircraft now, so let's go and get the other two, because it's split into 3, remember? 2 went one way, 2 went another, and left this guy on his own.
wingman push their aircraft to their limits, racing through the valleys. But the F-16 relentlessly closes the distance.
Oh my god.
Fox 3.
He releases another AMRAAM missile, which rockets towards its target. Mikerevic is still looking across the sky to catch a glimpse of an enemy fighter. When the
Boom.
missile
It's like a prime wolf going against a puppy pug, isn't it? That's what it is.
flies in and disintegrates his wingman. The Yastreb explodes into flame and scrap. He breaks into evasive maneuvers once again, as the F-16 fires another missile. It slams straight into his engines. The explosion shreds the fuselage, and flames pour out of the holes. He wrestles the dying aircraft, pulling hard on the stick and willing it to ascend as it burns all around him.
Can he not eject?
As flames engulf the cockpit, Mikhailevich pulls the canopy emergency handle and ejects.
Yeah.
The F-16 roars past as Mikhailevich parachutes safely down.
Oof, imagine seeing that, being just chill in a parachute, and then boom, this F-16 just flies past you that has shot you down. Like it's not even doing anything too extravagant. It's just doing its job.
The F-16s continue towards the next pair of targets. They swap positions with the covering F-16 diving into action, armed with a fresh set of missiles. But their fuel is running low, and in a few minutes, they'll be forced to turn back.
Approaching bingo fuel. 2 bandits trying to escape. I may be able to get 1 shot. Roger that.
South of the F-16 pair, Vukmirovich and his wingman, Goran Zaric, have been forced to hear their friends taken down.
Yeah, because these have been on patrol. You don't know how long they've been on patrol for. And so, in truth, they could have been using most of their fuel before they even got into contact.
One by one, in rapid succession. Any hope they have is crushed by the sight of an F-16 appearing over the hills.
Oh
behind
my god, that's absolutely terrifying.
them. Break formation as the American jet sweeps in. With just enough fuel left to make it back, the F-16 gets aloft.
Fox 2.
Vukmirovich sees the missile launch off the rail and turn toward him. He turns hard, trying to outmaneuver it. But it's no use.
Nah.
It rapidly approaches from his right and explodes just off his wing.
Wow.
He's stunned, but the fragmentation does no significant damage.
Oh my god.
He looks back, expecting more. But instead, the F-16 pulls off the chase, out of fuel.
Can you imagine thinking they've made it against 2 F-16s? Like, they've just been absolutely hunted. And now these F-16s are just turning away because they've run out of fuel. Imagine if they had a full tank.
But NATO command has dispatched 2 more
Oh!
F-16s.
2 more F-16s are on the way. No big deal. These ones have got a full tank. And they're not going to mess about. Here we go.
Mirovich looks back up. The 2 J-21s scramble for speed, diving down as far as they dare into the valleys. They skim the treetops, racing between the hills.
Wow.
With the F-16s all the while shadowing them and keeping up. They look over their shoulders to see the F-16s closing the gap. There's nothing they can do to come out on top.
Yeah.
In desperation, Vukmirovich tries a last-ditch idea. He turns straight towards a cliff at maximum speed. Zaric keeping close formation behind him.
Whoa.
His heart races as the 2 jets head straight towards the Earth.
Oh my days.
The 2 pilots pull their controls as hard as they can. Zaric is crushed down by the G-forces as the ground rapidly approaches his windshield.
Some good flying by
Vukmirivich's
them.
jet clips the ground and bursts into flames.
Holy crap.
Zaric looks back. There's no parachute. The F-16s burst through the smoke, still in pursuit. He pulls back.
This is so engaging. Like, this is a phenomenal video. It just goes to show these guys don't have the best tech, but they're good pilots. Like, they're able to maneuver some quite dangerous stunts here, aren't they?
Into a dive, rushing to use the terrain as cover. But they're far too close.
Fox 2.
Here comes another one.
The missile closes the gap and explodes into Zaric's tail. His fighter bursts into flames, and he loses all control.
Yeah. Get yourself
He
out.
releases the canopy and ejects, but he's far too low. The parachute has no time to open. And
No.
he falls into the fireball of his own crashed jet.
Wow. What a way to go. What a way to go.
Splash one. There's another bandit on the radar. Engaging.
The F-16s leave the scene and catch up to another J-21 flying low over the countryside.
Oh, this one over here is like, oh my God, it's chasing everyone else. I can get out of here quietly. And then before you know it, 2 F-16s just appear over the horizon with the national anthem over the background. Well, the NATO flyers, actually, we don't know if they're American. Are they American? We know that the NATO... Yeah, American. So they're just... These F-16s come over the horizon with the national anthem playing. Couple of bald eagles come out of nowhere.
Cernowicz, his damaged jet home to safety.
Oh, yeah.
He's keeping an eye on his gauges when an F-16 roars past. He's filled with dread and immediately pulls on the stick. His only plan is to gain enough altitude to eject before the American can finish him off.
Yeah.
The F-16 gets behind him and he grabs the canopy emergency handle. But then, the F-16 pulls up alongside, matching his speed. He locks eyes with the enemy pilot. The American salutes him and flies away.
Oh. Oh, goosebumps.
Out of the 6 Yastreb pilots that volunteered for that dangerous mission, 3 never returned home. Cernowicz would later say, "I don't have any bad feelings towards the American pilots." This event is usually referred to as the Banja Luka incident and represents the first
Wow.
NATO combat engagement in its history.
Holy
Robert
shit.
Wilbur Wright was credited with 3 victories, the highest score by a USAF pilot in a single mission since the Korean War, while pilot Stephen Yogi Allen was credited with 1 victory.
Wow.
Help them if we use our F-117s.
That's the one we watched in the last one, which was brilliant. What a video. Jan Hub's making some incredible content. Like, legitimately phenomenal content. I don't know how they're doing it. But what a great video. What an absolutely brilliant video. We watched the F-117 video a while back, and it was genuinely really, really good. The Nighthawk video. You should go and check that out if you haven't already. Again, there'll be a link down below to Jan Hub. We've been watching a lot of footage with the lads in Ukraine right now, and so I just wanted to break it up and watch something a bit more light-hearted in a way. It's hard watching that footage constantly, isn't it? So watching this, which is an event that's real, I didn't know anything about, is absolutely phenomenal. So Jan Hub, well done for creating absolutely fantastic content. There's a link down below. Go and check him out. Check out Chug as well if you want to get 10% off. Link down below. And also check out Morale. I'm telling you right now, boost your morale. Get into the giveaway. We've got 6 days left. Do it. Until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.